Hello friends, this is Rati of Creative Calling Coaching, and this is the second video in my series on resilience. I want to talk a little bit about resilience in terms of using mistakes or things not going your way as a tool rather than as something that stops you and shuts you down. That is, well, I think that's the crux of it really in terms of how we create resilience. So I wanted to give you a couple of my own life examples. Many years ago, when I was an actress, I aspired to go to the Yale School of Drama. And I'd already been through a training program. I went and I auditioned, and they rightly said to me, well, you've already been through this really good training. Why do you want to come here? And I said, well, I think it'll offer me more opportunity. Whatever it is I said, I didn't get in. So when that rejection letter came, you have to understand I grew up in New Haven, Connecticut. I grew up around Yale School of Drama. I used to be in productions. I was the company apprentice for the Yale Cabaret and shared the stage with Meryl Streep. So it was my dream to go to the Yale School of Drama. And when I first got out of high school, I didn't have the guts to audition because I didn't think I could handle getting rejected. So obviously I lacked some tools that I didn't gain in the 3 years in which I went to NYU. So I got the letter of rejection and went to bed for 3 days. It was the worst disappointment of my life to date at that time. I had no idea what to do with myself. I was angry. I didn't know where to put that anger. Long story short, I ended up living in an ashram for 2.5 years, which yielded a lot of wonderful things as a result. So a mistake is never for naught, just saying. Years later, something else happened. I realized that coaching was a vocation that brought everything together for me, everything I knew as an actress, and in terms of listening and communication and empathy. And I decided, because I had started to backpedal when anybody asked me if I was certified, that I needed to get certified. So I went and I got trained. Took close to 3 years. And I had to do an oral exam. So the first oral exam, I get paired with a colleague who's also going through this training program, someone who I did not get along with. And I didn't have the nerve to say, I think there's a problem here with her being the person I'm coaching. So I braved through it, and sure enough, she was like a stone. She was just playing as uncoachable as she could be. And the dynamic between us layered into that oral exam anyway. So, long story short, I didn't get certified. I failed my first attempt at certification. Now, had this been 20 years earlier, I probably would have gone to bed for 3 days and moved into a Buddhist monastery. Thankfully, I have learned a little bit since then in my time on the planet, and this is the key in terms of resilience. I was able to take that situation that did not go my way and reframe it. I was able to say, yes, many things happened here that were not fair, but what did I learn? I could just blame this woman for not getting certification and then not try again. That is the opposite of resilience. That's holding a grudge and getting stuck. And people ruin their lives this way. Or I could say, I am taking responsibility for my own life and for my own destiny. What can I learn from this? I learned that I need to stick up for myself if I think a situation isn't right. I also had another opportunity to test. So the first test was really a practice run, and I knew what to expect. So the second time was about 6 months later, because you had to wait a certain amount of time. The second time I passed and got my certification. And I felt so good about that certification because I knew I had earned it. So I hope you're following along with the difference between those two incidents. Okay, one, I felt like a victim and stayed there. The second, I took the situation and reframed it. That's the key to resilience. Mistakes are never mistakes, period. They are always feedback. So think about your life. Think about times when things didn't go your way. What was your reaction? How did you proceed from there? Think about times when your life didn't go your way, and as they say, you made lemonade out of those lemons. You were being resilient in that moment. So I hope my story helps you cultivate resilience going forward in your life. And thank you for watching. If you have any more suggestions for topics, I hope you'll put them in the comments. And also, in terms of resilience, if you have any specific questions, I'll be talking about it for the next couple of weeks. Thank you. Bye-bye.